So you show people how to treat you. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Wendy. If my voice sounds so off, I think I have a flu or something. So just bear with me. So you show others how you want them to treat you. You show people how they should treat you. I think oftentimes we hear this, and what goes on in our minds at first is I tell people how to treat me, which is usually not the case. In fact, if you find yourself telling people how they should treat you, you'll oftentimes find that they actually won't treat you how you're telling them to treat you, because truth is you're not treating yourself that way. So it just seems like you're just saying things for the sake of, instead of actually becoming that which you're saying you are. You usually find that someone has set this high standards about how they want to be treated by their friends, by their partners, by their family, and things like that. And then the moment, maybe the family member or your partner or your friend hasn't treated you according to your standards, you go into, I don't appreciate being treated this way. And I'm really trying to sound so combative right now. I don't. Okay, you go into this mode of, I really don't like the way you're treating me. I don't appreciate being treated like that. I'd love to be treated with much more respect in future. Well, this approach may work in the short-term future. In the long run, it actually isn't sustainable, because you'll find that you just keep on repeating yourself. Now you're sounding like a clanging cymbal. You're just constantly repeating and repeating and repeating yourself over and over again. The same with boundaries, like over and over and over again. You're just repeating yourself, and it's like no one is listening, and you aren't necessarily holding yourself to the same standard that you want to hold for other people. The thing is, if you want people to treat you better, you actually have to start treating yourself better. And how does this look like? It goes from the way you talk to yourself when no one is listening, to the things you say about yourself, how you dress yourself, how you take care of yourself. Basically, just everything that you do for yourself and with yourself and by yourself when no one is watching. Before you even realize it, people are going to start noticing that, wait, she's actually so different, or he's actually so different. Like, what's different about them? And before you realize it, people start treating you as such. Okay, for example, you decide that I'm no longer going to call myself dumb just because I don't know something, or I think that I'm dumb because I do not know something. I mean, think about it. How many times do you like beat yourself up just because you realize that you don't know something and someone else knows much better than you do? The truth is, no one knows everything. None of us knows everything. I mean, unless you're God, then you know everything, but we're almost always going to learn from one another. So if we go around just calling ourselves dumb because we don't know one thing, we're going to project the same behavior outwards. Now we'll start calling people dumb because they do not know a certain thing, or because they do not know how to do certain things. And in return, that's the same way. Those are the kinds of people that you're also going to attract to yourself. Be it friendships, be it relationships, y'all are constantly just judging one another, nitpicking everything y'all are doing. And you find that it creates this whole dynamic, which is almost like a feedback loop. So you think you're dumb, and then you start judging your friends because you think they're dumb for not knowing something, or maybe not even your friends, maybe just total random strangers. And then y'all are doing that with each other because you attract who you are. And then you find that even in all of your dynamics, this thing is constantly there. So in your reality, it's like no one knows anything. Where are the people who actually, know what's going on? And I know this because it has happened for me too. I used to be so kind of judgy towards women who would wear like a lot of jewelry. Maybe they're just going shopping, or maybe they're just going thrifting, and they like look so put together. They have like the most beautiful outfits on, and then I used to be like, who dresses like this to go shopping? Who dresses like this just to go to the supermarket? Or who dresses like this just to stay at home? You see, me thinking that way, you would find me doing what? When I'm at home, I'm so in my Adam Sandler era. If I'm going shopping, I just look like, Adam. I'm giving Adam. The only time I would feel the need to dress up or just look put together was when maybe when I'm going to church. Just maybe, because I never used to put any effort even when it was going to church. So the only time I would dress up was when I was going on a date. Only, only when I was going on a date. Like how you treat others becomes how you treat yourself, but also how you treat yourself becomes how you treat other people. No one would really necessarily be interested in taking me seriously if I don't look like I'm taking care. I'm taking, huh? If I don't look like I take myself seriously, which now I do. I remember a few weeks ago I was going shopping with I was going shopping with my mom and my aunt, and I have this pair of earrings that I really love. I really love them, but they're like too dressy, in my opinion. They were like too dressy. So, like, I was getting ready and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, man, I really want to wear these earrings, but I'm not going to because, like, I'm just going shopping. So I was just looking at myself and I was deciding, going back and forth between just wearing normal earrings or wearing the fancy like earrings. And I was like, you know what? Screw the rules. I get to make my own rules, and I decide from now on if I'm going shopping, I get to look good while at it. And I ended up wearing them anyway. And it's crazy because growing up, I've always been told, and I think it's just a common knowledge thing, that don't look too good because you're going to be charged more. But then I'm like, you know what? I live in an abundant world. In fact, my experience has been the total opposite of that. That anytime I go shopping or just buying something and I look good, I actually almost always end up with discounts and getting better prices. You show others how to treat you, not by by the things that you tell them, but by how you carry yourself, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself. It just becomes so natural to you that when someone sees you, they're just like, wow, she looks like, have you ever seen those women who just look like, oh my god, you just look at them and you just know they are so expensive. Maybe it's not even necessarily how they dress, but it's just their whole energy. And it's because they take themselves seriously. They actually take pleasure in taking care of themselves. I think this is something I've had to learn so much, that I don't have to look a certain way in order to avoid certain situations, but rather um, build the character that is needed to avoid certain situations. Start taking yourself seriously and watch all the jokers start avoiding you like the plague. Make yourself make yourself so expensive that unserious people just they don't even want to be in your circle because they know it's going to cost them something. One thing that I want to make clear is you are inherently worthy. Your worth is not determined by outside factors or by other people, but whether or not you treat yourself like you know what your worth is, that is up to you. So, you being like, I know my worth and they should know my worth is not going to cut it if you're not treating yourself like someone who knows their worth. Like, trust me, I have seen the most tremendous change I've experienced from other people in my life hasn't been by me telling them, oh, I know my worth, this is my worth, I deserve to be treated like this and that. No, it hasn't been from that. I have experienced the most shift of how people treat me by me changing how I treat myself, how I value myself, how I carry myself, and it goes from day to day because people can feel it. People can always feel the energy. Know what your worth is. Do whatever it is you need to do to figure out what your worth is because I'm telling you the truth. You won't need to have awkward conversations with people about how they are treating you or how they're not respecting your boundaries, etc. So, whether that means developing a relationship with God or doing more internal work or just, I don't know, whatever, do it. Trust me, you're going to avoid a lot of unnecessary conversations. And in cases where these conversations need to come up, they're going to come from a place of groundedness, from a place of no, I actually know what I stand for, so I'm not just speaking because it's a buzzword I've had in the internet or because it's what the gurus on the internet have said. It's going to actually be coming from your inner authority, your knowing that you know, yeah, I actually deserve to be treated this way and I'm gonna receive that treatment. Whether you give it to me or I give it to myself or I'm receiving it from other people, your behavior is not going to determine my worth. Okay? So, yeah, for me, my worth comes from my relationship with Christ and the me getting to know more of myself through getting to know more of God. So, yeah, I hope this has been helpful. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, I kind of like recording inside here. Bye bye.